So the lights go out, is it a downed line, a storm rolling through, or is it something much worse? Whether it's a short-term outage or full-on societal collapse, the question remains, how much power do you really need to survive? In this video, we're ditching the marketing hype and getting real about power solutions for every scenario. We'll cover everything from keeping your phone juiced up during a blackout to powering your entire home off-grid. This isn't about fear-mongering, it's about being prepared, because let's be honest, nobody wants to be caught in the dark with a dead phone and a fridge full of spoiled food, so let's dive in. All right, first things first, short-term outages. These are the most common, usually caused by things like storms or accidents. You know the drill, lights flicker, the fridge groans its last breath, and suddenly you're plunged into darkness. The key here is to stay comfortable and entertained. We're talking basic necessities that'll keep boredom and frustration at bay. Forget about running your microwave or cranking the AC. We're focusing on the essentials. A few strategically placed LED lanterns can light up a room. And trust me, they're way more efficient than burning through a stockpile of candles. Plus, no fire hazard. You'll want a way to charge your phone, so a decent power bank is a must-have. And hey, if you're a gamer like me, a Nintendo Switch or a fully charged Steam Deck can provide hours of entertainment. Just make sure you've got a good pair of headphones so you don't drain the battery on the built-in speakers. Don't forget about staying cool. A USB-powered fan might not replace your AC, but it can make a world of difference when you're trying to sleep in a stuffy room. Trust me, I've been there. The bottom line is, with a little preparation, short-term outages can actually be kind of fun. It's a chance to disconnect from the digital world, break out some board games and reconnect with your family. Just make sure you've got those power banks ready to go. Let's be real, our phones are basically extensions of ourselves these days. They're our connection to the outside world, our source of information, and let's face it, our entertainment lifeline when we're bored out of our minds. During a blackout, your phone becomes even more crucial. It's your way to check in with loved ones, get updates on the situation, and maybe even find out when the power's coming back on. That's why having a reliable way to charge your phone during an outage is non-negotiable. Forget those flimsy little power banks that barely give you a half charge. We're talking about serious juice here. Look for a power bank with a capacity of at least 10,000 mAh, preferably with multiple charging ports so you can juice up multiple devices at once. And if you really want to be prepared, consider a solar-powered charger that can harness the power of the sun to keep your devices running. Remember, a charged phone is more than just a convenience during a blackout, it's a potential lifesaver. Don't get caught with your battery in the red. Alright, let's talk laptops. I know what you're thinking, Linus. Is binge-watching the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe really a priority during a blackout? And hey, if that's your thing, more power to you. But seriously, laptops can be incredibly useful during an outage, especially if you're working from home or need to access important information. First off, make sure your laptop is fully charged before the lights go out. That's a no-brainer. But here's a pro tip. Dim your screen brightness to conserve battery life. You'll be surprised how much longer your laptop will last. Now let's talk about what you can actually do with your laptop during a blackout. If you need to work, make sure you've got all your important files backed up to the cloud. That way you can access them from anywhere, even if your internet is down. And if you're just looking for ways to pass the time, your laptop can be your best friend. Catch up on some reading, listen to podcasts, or even do some offline gaming. Just remember to take breaks and stretch your legs every now and then. Okay, let's talk about staying comfortable during a power outage, because let's be real, nobody wants to be sweating it out in a stifling hothouse. And while a USB fan might not sound like much, trust me, it can be a lifesaver when the AC is down. Now, we're not talking about those tiny little desk fans that barely move any air. We're talking about those beefy USB-powered fans that can actually circulate some serious air. Look for fans with multiple speed settings and adjustable heads so you can direct the airflow where you need it most. Here's the thing about USB fans, they're incredibly energy efficient. That means you can run them for hours on end without draining your power bank or laptop battery. Plus, they're relatively inexpensive, so you can stock up on a few without breaking the bank. And hey, If you're feeling really ambitious, you can even create your own DIY air conditioner using a bucket, some ice water and a USB fan, just saying. Let's talk about lighting, because stumbling around in the dark is not only inconvenient, it's downright dangerous. And while candles might seem romantic, they're also a fire hazard. And let's be real, nobody wants to deal with dripping wax during a blackout. Enter LED lights, the superheroes of the lighting world. They're energy efficient, long-lasting, and come in a variety of shapes and sizes to fit any need. Plus, they're incredibly affordable, so you can stock up without feeling guilty. For general lighting, I recommend getting a few LED lanterns. These bad boys can illuminate an entire room and often come with multiple brightness settings and even built-in power banks. Talk about a win-win. For more targeted lighting, headlamps are a must-have. They're perfect for tasks like cooking, reading, or just finding your way to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And bonus points for being hands-free. We've all been there. You're out and about, phone battery dipping dangerously low, and suddenly darkness, power outage, panic sets in. But fear not, my friends, because this is where power packs become your new best friend. These pocket-sized powerhouses are essentially portable batteries that can juice up your phone, tablet, headphones, or any other USB-powered device. They're compact, lightweight, and can be a lifesaver during a blackout. But here's the thing. Not all power packs are created equal. You'll want to look for one with a high capacity measured in milliampere hours, mAh. The higher the mAh, the more charges you'll get out of it. And don't forget about charging speed. Look for power packs with quick charge or power delivery technology for lightning-fast charging times. Trust me, when your phone is about to die, you'll appreciate the speed. Okay, we've covered the basics of surviving a short-term outage, but what happens when the lights go out for a week or more? This is where things get a little more serious, and we need to start thinking about long-term power solutions. We're not talking about doomsday prepping here, but rather about being prepared for any eventuality, because let's face it, in today's world, anything is possible. The first step is to assess your energy needs. What appliances and devices are absolutely essential for your family's well-being? Once you've identified your priorities, you can start exploring different power generation and storage options. When it comes to long-term power generation, solar panels are a game changer. They harness the power of the sun, a free and abundant resource, to generate electricity for your home. Now, I know what you're thinking. Solar panels are expensive, right? Well, yes and no. The initial investment can be significant, but the long-term savings are undeniable. Plus, with government incentives and financing options, going solar has never been more affordable. But solar panels are just the first piece of the puzzle. You'll also need a way to store that energy for use when the sun isn't shining. Think of a power station as a giant portable battery for your home. It stores the energy generated by your solar panels, allowing you to power your essential appliances and devices, even when the grid is down. Power stations come in a variety of sizes and capacities, so you can choose one that fits your specific energy needs and budget. Look for features like multiple outlets, USB ports, and even AC output for powering larger appliances. But here's the cool part. Power stations can also be charged from the grid, so you can top them off during off-peak hours and have a backup power source in case of an outage. Talk about peace of mind. All right, we've covered power generation and storage, but surviving a long-term outage goes beyond just keeping the lights on. We also need to think about essential supplies, communication, and of course staying warm or cool depending on the season. First up, fuel. Having a stockpile of fuel for generators, cooking stoves, and even vehicles can be a lifesaver during an extended outage. Just remember to store it safely and responsibly. Next, communication. When the cell towers go down, you'll need a way to stay in touch with loved ones and receive important information. Consider investing in a ham radio or FRS radios for emergency communication. And finally, temperature control. Depending on your climate and the time of year, staying warm or cool can be a major concern during a long-term outage. Have a plan in place for heating and cooling your home, whether it's with a wood-burning stove, portable heaters, or even just good old-fashioned blankets. So there you have it, folks. From short-term blackouts to long-term grid-down scenarios, we've covered the essential power solutions to keep you and your family safe and comfortable. Remember, it's not about living in fear, but about being prepared. By taking the time to assess your needs, invest in the right equipment, and develop a solid plan, you can weather any storm. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what kind of power setup you need to weather any storm, whether it's a weekend outage or the end of the grid as we know it. Stay safe, stay charged, and most importantly, stay curious.